everyone, today we're at the Hooper-Lee-Nichols House in Cambridge. The oldest section of this house was built in the late 17th century, making it one of the oldest houses in New England and the second oldest in Cambridge. And like any house that stood for 300 years or more, it's grown and expanded over the years, so now it reflects a lot of different styles. However, the original section still stands from the late 1600s. In 1957, the house was donated to the Cambridge Historical Society, and they've made it their headquarters, which it still is to this day. And it's also rumored to be one of the most haunted houses in town. The original builder of the house was a man named Richard Hooper, who moved here in the late 1600s. Nobody knows where he came from exactly, or even specifically what he did for work. But in 1684, he bought an 11-acre farm which contained the property that the house is on, and he built the first house in 1684, lived here with his wife and 2 children. After his death in 1690, his wife Elizabeth came on hard times, so she petitioned the town of Cambridge to allow her to use the house as an inn and a tavern, and it didn't go well. Within a year, complaints were filed that she was serving questionable guests, and things went from bad to worse. The tenants and customers of the inn and tavern slowly decimated the house, and by the time she died in 1701, it said that there was nothing left in the house except a sheet that they found wrapped around her corpse, which was mysteriously discovered in the tavern of her inn. And to this day, the spirit of poor Elizabeth still walks the halls shrouded in her own sheet. But Elizabeth is not the only ghost in this house. It's also said that the ghosts of 5 Hessian soldiers can be found in this house. The Hessians were soldiers that came to fight with the British during the Revolutionary War. And starting in 1915, when they added an addition to the house, suddenly these 5 Hessian soldier ghosts started appearing, and they would sit in the library playing a game of cards. Many people have seen these guys. No one knows exactly why they show up. There's no history of Hessians being buried on the site. But at the time of the Revolutionary War, this was a 45-acre property. And very easily there could have been a Hessian encampment. Possibly they died here. So if the ghosts of Elizabeth Hooper and 5 Hessians is not enough, the saddest story is still ahead. In 1850, the house was rented out to the Nichols family, and the Nichols loved to throw celebrations, and one 4th of July they were celebrating with their children and grandchildren, and one of the Nichols granddaughters stepped on a lit firework and died. And sadly, to this day, her ghost is known to walk the halls weeping. As I mentioned, this is still the headquarters of the Cambridge Historical Society to this day. Sometimes they open it for tours. You can even rent it out for a private event if you're brave enough. So that's today's Ghastly Dispatch. Please follow our YouTube channel for Life and Death. Follow us on social media, and we'll be back tomorrow with another story.